Really want to try to dig deep and figure out what makes you triggered. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It's your girl Tyshida J. If you are new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. First things first, let's just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on your bell post notifications so you can be notified every time your girl upload a new video. Make sure you give this video a huge like because it helps. And let's just go ahead and get straight into this video. So today I decided that I wanted to make a self-love video. I think on Sundays I'm gonna start making like self-love videos, and on Wednesdays I'm gonna drop a weekly vlog. I really don't know yet, because if I'm being honest, I really don't be doing a whole lot. So I'm not about to just be wasting gas and time to make unnecessary content, because it's not how I live my life. So I really just decided to make this video because for the last few weeks I have been heavy on my self-care. I have been heavily just invested in making myself a more better person. I know like a lot of times we get so caught up in everything that be going on around us that we don't never take the time to like pour into ourselves, or you know what I'm saying, just kind of sit with ourselves and really figure out why we are the way that we are. I know for me personally, like my goal is to be a little bit more open and transparent on the internet. Like I never want to get on here and just act like shit is okay when I know that it's not. One of the things that I wanted to work on for myself personally was just being able to pretty much figure out what my triggers are and why I allow them to trigger me. And I know a lot of it comes from things in my past, like my childhood, even into my adulthood. Like there was so many things that I have struggled with, especially being a communicator. Communication is not my strong point. But I have found that I journal a lot, and that really helps me to release. It helps me to express without judgment. It helps me to just put it all out there. And then once I put it all out there, whether it's negative or positive, I just kind of go back and see what it is. I reread it, and then I cross out everything that isn't positive, that is something that I learned in my past that may not necessarily be true, or something that I've told myself so many times that I started to believe it. So now it's something that's embedded in my brain, and I have to work 10 times as hard to get it out. One thing that I've learned on this self-love journey is just you can't be positive every single day. Healing is something that constantly happens. You're constantly having to heal from something, even stuff that you feel like you've learned from or you've gotten over. It's always something that can be improved upon. It's always something that can be worked on. It's just a never-ending cycle, honestly. And sometimes that can be pretty discouraging because you feel like you get to a good place and it's like, boom, it's something else you need to work on, or boom, you had a bad day, and then, or you had a moment that kind of just stemmed from something that's not, that you thought you healed from and you haven't necessarily healed fully. And so it comes up in your mind and it sets you back, and now you feel like you're the worst person ever, or now you feel like all of the hard work that you put in so many times ago for so long, it all went in vain. But that's not true. That is absolutely not true, because when you are going through things and life happens, shit sets you back, then you just go back to the root. Go back to the stuff that you did initially. Go back to whatever broke you and made you get to a place where you were like, okay, girl, I can't live like this, or okay, I can't keep moving the way that I've been moving. I have to find something or some way to heal from whatever set me back. All you gotta do is just go back. Go back to whatever worked for you the first time and try it again. And maybe even if that doesn't work, find something else because life is going to keep happening. The test is going to keep coming, and you have to prove yourself as worthy. You have to prove yourself as being as the person that has learned the lesson, so that you don't have to keep going through the same cycles over and over. You really want to try to dig deep and figure out what makes you triggered, what makes you uncomfortable, what makes you angry, what makes you sad. You really have to dig deep. And another thing that has really helped me is doing shadow work. Like, shadow work is pretty much uncovering all of the things that you have suppressed over the years, all of the things that you have been taught, and it doesn't align with where you're going at this point in your life. And that is one of the hardest parts. I feel like when I started doing shadow work, I started and stopped so many times because, honestly, I don't know a lot of people around me that are into the type of things that I am, that are as spiritual as I am, that I can be. So a lot of this I've had to pretty much just go through by myself, because I haven't had anybody to really talk to about this kind of stuff. But I know for me, I always wondered, like, I have to find out why. I have to get to the root of it. I have to break this generational curse. I have to be different. I have to go further than what I was taught, or what my parents taught me, or what I've seen growing up. I know this isn't the way that I'm supposed to be. I know that God has a plan far greater than the plan that I have for my own life. Like, I just know that this cannot be my end all be all. So I got to go back and I got to figure out my why behind everything that has pretty much transpired in my life. So again, because I'm probably rambling, doing shadow work, that has helped me a lot, and it has also scared me a little bit, because you uncover so much, and it's pretty much like a journal prompt that you just answer a whole bunch of questions, and these questions get deep, and you really have to get to a place where you are honest with yourself about a lot of these questions. And when I say being honest, I mean being honest, and you're writing it down so that you don't have to share this with nobody. You don't have to tell it to nobody. You don't have to call nobody up on the phone and go over it. This is just between you and you, because remember, we working on ourselves, and we trying to make sure that we are the best versions of ourselves, and that we put out the best version of ourselves every single day. So in doing that shadow work, it has helped. I'm still currently doing journal prompts. There is still so much stuff that I have to learn, so much stuff that I have to uncover, so much. But I will say that it has helped shift my perspective. It has helped pretty much just mold me, and it's continuing to mold me, because I fall short every single day. I am not perfect, but into a place in my life where I'm just always want to open new doors, and you have to make peace with your past. You have to make peace with that old version of yourself, because it's like, for me, I know, like, I've been struggling with just pretty much fighting between the old version of myself and the more evolved version of myself. And I would sometimes play in the middle. I would play it safe, because playing it safe was more comfortable to me. Being more evolved took me out of my comfort zone, and I didn't always like to operate in that space. But I realized after so many times and shit that I should have learned a long time ago, you really have to break free. When you know better, like, you genuinely have to do better. And there is no playing it safe. When it's time to move your feet, you have to move your feet. When it's time to do the work, you have to put in the work. When it's time to evolve and grow and just be who you were called to be, you gotta let that old version of yourself, you gotta let that old way of being go. You gotta let that old way of doing go. You gotta let your ego go, your pride go, the not being able to communicate effectively and being able to comprehend what's been said. You gotta let that go. You gotta get out of your way. You gotta get out of your mind. And you have to be willing to just evolve and go. Go even if you have to go by yourself. Go even if nobody else around you understands. Go even if your mama don't understand, your daddy don't understand, your cousin don't understand, your family, like, I don't know this person, I don't know what she got going on, whatever the case may be. If you have to go by yourself, god damn it, go, because I'm telling you, nothing good comes from being stagnant. Nothing good comes from staying in a place that you know you have already grown from. Nothing good ever comes from a place of living back there. When you know better, you genuinely have to do better. You have to put your best foot forward to get the most out of life, to get the most out of this experience, to just be all that you were called to be. So that's the first step of what I'm doing in my self-love journey, is just really going back and peeling off the layers, really uncovering things, really just unlearning unhealthy patterns, unlearning things that I was taught, and really just figuring out where I belong, where I fit in, and what works for me in my life. So from me to you, I hope this journey is really helping you. I really hope that whoever you are listening, that I'm rooting for you, because I know how hard it is to just love yourself, to stand up for yourself, to just uncover things and unlearn things, and to actually put forth the effort moving forward. I get it. I promise you, I'm right there with you. And I pray that this journey is really successful for you. Another thing that I do that really helps me is affirmations. I try to say affirmations every day, and sometimes I'm just not in a space where I want to do it. But I know that it is something that I have to continue to do, because it does help. And it just makes me feel safe, and it just reassures me that I'm okay, and that things will get better. So if you need some affirmations, just search some self-love affirmations. I will try to list some in the description box, some of the things that help me. And just more importantly, make sure that you take time out for yourself. Make sure you pouring into yourself as much as you pour into other people. Make sure that you are pouring into yourself as much as you pour into other people, other things, relationships, whatever the case may be. Make sure that you ground yourself and you do what is necessary for you to be all that you need to be. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this video up until this point. This is not a long video. I just really wanted to come in and share a little bit about the self-love journey and the things that have helped me. And I will make sure that I start making longer videos and going more into details moving forward. But I definitely wanted to give you guys some insight on what's going to be taking place on my channel moving forward. And if you guys have liked this video up until this point, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys back in my next video. Bye, y'all.